Welcome to Deer Camp Harvest Report. Thanks for joining me. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at some impressive animals that were harvested recently. Let's start off by heading to Iowa to catch up with Jared Mills. Jared harvested this 181-inch Iowa bruiser with his bow. He describes the deer as being his most massive buck ever, which is saying a lot because he's killed a lot of giant bucks over the years. I've been a big fan of Jared's since his Midwest whitetail days. He was one of my favorite hunters to follow on that show. He now has his own channel, and to be honest, his content quality is even better than Midwest whitetails. The hunt for this buck will be on his channel soon, so be sure to check it out. Just search for Jared Mills on YouTube. I promise you won't be disappointed. Congratulations, Jared. Next up, we will stay in Iowa and take a look at a real giant buck harvested recently. This hunter caught up with this 7.5-year-old behemoth that he actually passed on shooting when the buck was 5.5 and already over 200 inches. That is absolutely crazy to me. Never in my life would I even consider passing a 5.5-year-old 200-inch deer. However, it worked out in the end, and he harvested the deer at 7.5 with a score of over 220 inches. The hunter goes on to say he doesn't care about score, though, which is a bit confusing to me. Nonetheless, a very awesome buck with a cool story to tell. Congratulations to this hunter on this absolute dream of a white-tailed deer. Andre, a well-known hunter that I've been a big fan of for many years, harvested this nice buck recently. In typical Andre fashion, not much is said or shared about the buck at this moment, but I'm sure eventually he will share with us the story of this deer. Another well-known or perhaps unknown hunter named Alia harvested this very impressive Ohio deer with her bow, her biggest to date. At only 15, she's harvested more really big deer in her short hunting career than most hunters will ever harvest in their entire life. This is her 10th buck over 140 inches. This one scores roughly 170 inches. Congratulations, Alia. Looking forward to seeing your continued success. Staying in Ohio, let's take a look at this world-class buck harvested recently. Daniel Cremens harvested this absolute behemoth of a deer with his bow in southern Ohio. This 15-point buck has an official Buckmaster's score of 201 3/8 inches. The buck has over 45 inches of mass measurements. That's a lot of mass, a lot of points, and a lot of score. The buck isn't very wide or tall, but you can just see all the mass it carries. Congratulations, Daniel, on an amazing buck and your entry into the 200-inch club. Lastly, let's check in with a hunter a lot of people love to hate. I'm sure this deer and his post about the deer will add to the hate as it does. Josh Bomar shared with us this post of him carrying out this 5.5-year-old. 240-pound buck on his back. I myself have hunted some areas deep on public land that I felt this would be the only way I could even get a deer out if I shot one. Thankfully, or perhaps unfortunately, I haven't had to yet. Congratulations, Mr. Bomar. I look forward to the video on this buck. That'll do it for this episode of Deer Camp Harvest Report. Thanks for visiting, and remember, you're always welcome at Deer Camp.